If you own rental property or you are thinking about investing in real estate, you have probably heard this advice before. Just put it in an LLC for protection. But what does that actually mean? And more importantly, does it really protect you? Because the truth is, LLCs can be very useful, but they are often misunderstood. And if they are set up incorrectly or used in the wrong situation, they may not give you the protection that you think that they are giving you. So today I want to walk you through what an LLC actually does, how it applies to real estate, and when it makes sense as part of your overall estate plan. At a basic level, an LLC stands for a limited liability company. It is a legal structure that separates your personal assets from your business or investment assets. So instead of owning property in your personal name, the LLC owns the property, and you own the LLC. The main reason people use LLCs for real estate is liability protection. So let's say that you own a rental property and something happens. For example, someone is injured on the property and they file a claim. If the property is owned in your personal name, your personal assets could potentially be exposed. But if the property is owned by an LLC, the claim is generally limited to the assets inside that LLC. In other words, the LLC can act as a layer between your property and your personal finances. But this is where it is important to understand the limits. An LLC does not eliminate liability. It helps contain it. If there is a claim, the property itself and anything inside that LLC can still be at risk. The goal is to prevent the issue from expanding beyond that. One of the biggest misconceptions is that having an LLC means you are fully protected. That is not always the case. If the LLC is not set up properly or not maintained correctly, that protection can be weakened. For example, if personal and business finances are mixed together, or if formalities are ignored, it can create issues. So simply creating an LLC is not enough. It has to be used correctly. LLCs are often a good fit for investment properties, especially rentals. They can provide a cleaner structure, help manage risk, and separate different properties into different entities. For example, some investors place each property into its own LLC. This helps isolate risk between properties. On the other hand, LLCs may not always be necessarily for a primary residence. In most cases, your primary home already has certain protections, and adding an LLC may not provide the same benefit. It can also create complications with financing, with insurance, and even on taxes. So it is important to evaluate whether it makes sense for your specific situation. Another important point is that an LLC is not a replacement for insurance. Insurance and LLCs work together. Insurance helps cover claims while the LLC helps limit exposure. Relying on one without the other can leave gaps. So both should be considered as part of your overall strategy. LLCs can also play a role in estate planning. Instead of transferring real estate directly, you can transfer ownership of the LLC. This can sometimes simplify how assets are managed and transferred. But again, this needs to be coordinated properly with your overall plan. If you're thinking about using an LLC for real estate, here are a few questions you might want to consider. Is the property an investment or a rental property? What level of risk are you trying to manage? Do you have proper insurance in place for those properties? And how does this structure fit into your broader estate plan? Because the goal is not just to create entities, it is to create a strategy that actually works. If you own real estate or are thinking about investing, this is something worth reviewing carefully. At Allenby Law, we help clients understand how different structures like LLCs fit into their overall estate plan. We look at liability, ownership, and long-term planning to help you make informed decisions. If you would like to review your situation or explore whether an LLC makes sense for you, you can reach out to us for a consultation. Because protecting your assets is not about one single tool. It is about how everything works together. And if you found this helpful, follow along for more insights on how to protect your family and your future.